Welcome to the Tribune Scouting Report. I'm Jennifer Fierro here at Mustang Stadium, home of the Marble Falls High School football team. The Mustangs suffered a 6-0 loss to Cedar Park Vista Ridge on Friday. We're going to check in with head coach Cord Woerner, ask him about that game, as well as homecoming week and the big game against Leander Rouse. Then we're going to hear from our special expert, legendary head coach Spike Dykes. All that and more on the Tribune Scouting Report coming right up.
Fall season in Texas calls for Sunday afternoons with friends, football, and of course, barbecue. At Bill Smith Butane, we take care of your fuel needs. Refill your propane bottles at one of our convenient locations and save big money on regular exchange prices. Bill Smith Butane.
We want to thank you for joining us wherever and however you're able to. We're here talking to Mustangs head football coach Cord Woerner, coming off well, I think it's a heartbreaking 6-0 loss, Coach. How would you describe this loss to Vista Ridge from last week?
Absolutely, it hurt really bad. Especially with the adversity our kids I think kind of dealt with and overcame. Scored and had it brought back. It was a really tough one to swallow.
Just listening or walking the sidelines there towards the end of the game, you guys played such an outstanding defensive game. I really want you to talk about how hard the defense plays. I really feel like Ricky Sparks and his unit gave y'all a great chance there throughout the ball game to kind of close that gap.
Our kids did a good job. We started out like we sometimes do, a little bit scarily. They moved the ball well. When we got down in the red zone, our old kids bowed up a little bit, and they wound up getting 2 field goals, either of which I'm not sure how they got over the goalpost. And then after that, our old kids basically shut them down all night. I was real proud of them for that. And there was, in spite of everything, we really felt like we were in the ball game and could win the ball game throughout.
I'm going to have to ask you about your quarterback. That's the #1 question that I've had since, hitting the streets of Marble Falls on Saturday. I'm sure you've had a lot of people stop you and talk to you about your quarterback situation. I know because of privacy you really can't say a whole lot, but what can you tell us about what's going on with the quarterbacks?
Well, the reality of it is he's been working through and playing with an injury to his throwing shoulder for a couple of weeks now, and has done a good job with it, and has been able to be effective for us. We have been rehabbing it and thought that might be something we would be able to get past come the week of Vista Ridge. It had become more painful. We'd been rehabbing it. We started working some other guys to make sure we were ready for that ball game a little more. We always work them, but working them a little more. And it's unfortunate, but at this point, he's not going to be throwing the ball anymore for us the rest of the year, I guess. So we have worked in some other packages and some other ways to be able to throw the ball effectively, and our kids have jumped on that starting yesterday and have done a good job with it.
Okay. Moving on to Rouse. This was a big game for us last year. Again, the exact same situation. Losing home to Cedar Park Vista Ridge, hit the road, get a big crucial, what I thought was a crucial win at Rouse last year. Now the situation's the same, the venue changes. Tell me about Rouse in this game. How big is it?
Well, in order for us to stay, solid in the hunt, it's a huge game for us. Our kids are at home. They've been successful this year. They don't like losing. They are gonna be ready to protect their own house. It's homecoming. There's It's a critical game in district. The district is tough. Vandergrift's playing incredible. Griffin Springs is playing solid. Rouse is putting up a lot of points and beating a lot of folks. I mean, it is a very, very solid district. So it's a win we need to step up and take.
The demeanor of your team this week, how are they?
Well, you know, it's funny. You always know what you want to expect, and then you always wonder what you're going to get. You know, when we went in to go over our scouting report and stuff like that Monday morning, our kids saw what we were going to be trying to do, and they're going to step up to the plate. I think they feel very confident about winning the ball game Friday night.
Okay. Coach, is there anything you want to say about their Rouse's offense, defense, anything that jumps out at you?
Well, you know, the only deal is that they, you know, their kids are all back. They have come leaps and bounds from where they were last year. They are running the ball very effectively. They're throwing the ball well. They have been able to slow a lot of folks down. I think they shut out Liberty Hill, you know, which is something that not a lot of people do. So they have improved tremendously from last year. They've done a good job over there. So our kids have got to make sure they don't remember Rouse of last year. They better know who Rouse is this year, and we're going to have to get after them pretty good.
All right. Coach, look forward to catching you at the end of the game on Friday night. All the best to you, and we'll be right back.
These days, it's important to save money where you can. Performing regular maintenance on your air conditioning system can help lower your monthly utility bills. Sign up for Ken's Heating and Air Ultimate Savings Agreement and get 15% off on all service repairs. Ken's Heating and Air.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining me, the legendary Spike Dykes, one of the most winningest footballs. I don't even know if that's the correct term, Coach, but certainly one of the most successful footballs in Texas football history here. Thanks for coming on the show. Do want to get your thoughts on the Mustangs and what's going on with them. Marble Falls is transitioning right now. Cord Woerner, the 3-year starting quarterback here, has suffered some injuries. He's not going to be able to be as effective as he once was before, and that means Marble Falls has to transition to a brand new quarterback and to put him in situations, I hope, that will make him successful. What do you think the coaches and the teammates need to be doing right now to get these quarterbacks more comfortable?
Well, Jennifer, anytime you have a coaching change, I mean a player change, especially a quarterback, it takes a while. Everybody's got their own little package that's good, that they're good for and they're good in, and you have to do, and they're all different, so you have to change it around a little bit. You know what happens when you do that? I think the team has got to rally around the new quarterback. That's such an important position, and they can't do it without the team's confidence. They can't do it without the team's input, and they'll be good. They'll be good. These kids really have worked hard. They've practice hard, they play hard. It's just going to be a little new role of leadership on the field every Friday night. And but I bet they handle it well. I really do. They're basically very well heeled in fundamentals, and we just have new leadership. So you got to do the best you can. Sometimes people are really surprised that you lose your very best player sometimes, and you know, strange things happen. Everybody gets better. Everybody picks up the slack. And that's what needs to happen if Marble Falls wants to stay where they are.
You know, Marble suffered a 6-0 loss at Cedar Park Vista Ridge to open district play. Coach Woerner called that a heartbreaking loss. What do they need to do, or how do you mentally bounce back from such a small loss by such the smallest points, but so big on the season?
Well, the thing you do is, what a defensive game they played. I mean, you know, the whole season. Oh, Vista Ridge 6 points. Are you feeling me? Great. And so they got to just build on the defense and try to improve on the offense. And I think anytime you have a quarterback change, anytime you have a quarterback injury and they're limited what they can do, it makes it hard. It really does. You just have to find new ways to do it. But with the defense that played like they played, that's a lot to build on. And it's maybe not always real flashy because it takes a while to get your offense in gear, especially when you lose a quarterback or when his role is limited, but gosh, when you play defense like that, it's got to excite you. And, you know, a lot of teams win on defense. They have very little offense, and they have great defenses, and that's what I think I'd do is just try to build on that defense.
Lovie Smith over in Chicago then. Coach, Marble Falls has had some injuries now to some of their key players, a lot of seniors they felt like were going to contribute. Some of them are sitting out now. They're having to rely on some kids, underclassmen who've yet to play or are just now starting to play a lot of varsity football. What can be done to help that learning curve for them?
Well, it's it is a learning curve. It's a crash course is what it is, Jennifer. You know, they when you're thrown into the game like that, they usually react one of two ways. You know, one is real good and they play over their head and do better, or they get, you know, get stage fright and don't do very good. I bet these guys do good. You know, football is people talk about it all the time, and it takes great players, but it's a team sport. And it's amazing what happens when teams that overcome what you have to overcome sometimes to be real good football teams. And they overcome injuries, they play together, they grow up, they learn how to play, they got new leadership, new roles, and a lot of times it works good. It's a hard process to go through. And I think patience is very important. I think you don't need to go out and expect immediate success, but hopefully you get improvement each week and each minute of the game, and then when you do that, you're in good shape.
Final question about the Mustangs. What can fans do right now to help this team? I'm not sure that they're down because this is such a confident team, and yet it was a 6-0 loss.
Well, just build on the defense, just be, you know, a lot of great defensive football teams. I mean, TCU is a great example of what's happened in the last. I mean, they were not very good on offense for a number of years, played great defense, turned right around, their offense got a little better, and as they got better, they became a top 10 football team. And I think, you know, there's three sides to the football game. There's offense, defense, and kicking game, of course, and go stress that defense and go play like crazy, play good field possession and get some turnovers, and who knows what'll happen. It could end up real good.
Okay. You know, I have to ask you about the Big 12. Texas A&M is now officially joined the SEC. They're going to join officially July 1 of 2012. Texas, OU, the Big 12 now will go to 9 teams. Give me some thoughts and give me your thoughts on everything's happening.
Well, I hate it, Jennifer. I hate to see what happened. You know, the Big 12 has really been good. The record right now out of the conference is 26-2. No other conference is close to that. We got 5 teams in the top 20. I guess the grass looks greener always on the other side of the fence. Who knows? That's none of my business to begin with because I don't know all the details. I do have an opinion though, and I hate to see that breakup. You know, I was telling somebody the other day, one of the great experiences of being a football coach at Texas Tech is to go take a football team to College Station. You got to get there. You know, you get there 2 hours early, and the core's out. They're warming up, and all that goes on in a game day is unbelievable. And it's an experience that I think every young student athlete in college football gets a kick out of, and to not be able to do that anymore is going to really be a tragic loss. You know, the funny thing about it all, everybody said, well, when Arkansas left the Southwest Conference, it'd be, you know, everybody was doomed over here. And you know, these are great schools, and they'll pick up the slack, and it'll be a bigger, better, stronger conference before it's all said and done. And I wish A&M good luck. Like I said, I hate to see it happen, but my gosh, I mean, we've got a great conference, and for it to stay solid and to stay together is really important, and I hope it does because there's no better football played anywhere.
Coach, certainly appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for your time. Look forward to hearing from you again, and we'll be right back. Surprises. That pretty much describes the Mustangs' approach against Leander Rouse on Friday. Look for the Mustangs to pull out all the stops on both sides of the ball in order to put themselves in a position to win the game. But no matter what happens against Rouse, make sure to come back, stay with us next week when we talk about this Rouse game against the Mustangs and then talk about what the Mustangs are doing during their bye week. Until then, I'm Jennifer Fierro. We'll see you next week.